11 years ago, I mistakenly stumbled upon corn. I wasn't even looking for it, yet it almost ruined my life. I gradually grew interested in women and their bodies. But what I saw that night, it took root in my mind. And before I knew it, I was spiraling into a habit I couldn't control. I was a strong Christian and never thought about lust or women. My life was simple: faith, school, discipline. You see, growing up in a Christian home, we woke up every day at 6 a.m. to pray and study the Bible. It built our faith and strengthened us as Christians. When my friends talked about women, I always thought I was invincible to those feelings until the Uncle Puberty came knocking hard. I wish I could tell you I stopped, that I felt guilty and moved on, but no. At first it was just once, then a few days later, then every night. I wasn't even thinking about it, I was just doing it. I unconsciously started noticing every detail about one of God's masterpieces, women. I am a pretty analytical guy, always good at maths and physics, so I put my big brain to use here. I would calculate every curve angle and front-to-back ratio. I continued in my newfound discovery until I got caught. My parents caught me and there was no escaping. I was sleeping one night with my phone on one of the corn sites. Safe to say, I wasn't that smart. Next morning, before prayers, I searched frantically for my phone and did not find it anywhere. I decided to check my parents' room, and there it was on their bedstand. My heart sank. I could hear my heart pounding like there was no tomorrow. Just then, my sister called us for morning devotion, so I left the room and headed to the living room. Just as I was leaving the room, I almost bumped into my mom. I greeted her, and all she did was give me a knowing look, almost as if she said, "I know what you did last night." My feet became heavy and wobbly. I barely made it to the chair. We finished prayers and began Bible study. I don't know how my parents always did it, but they made every topic turn into whatever issue we had at home that time and spoke on it. They had spoken on the sexual topics more times than I can remember. What would they say now? This was the end for me. We loved hierarchy, so all three of my sisters always spoke innocently before I did, since I was the eldest. I was a debater and dancer, so I pretty much had never been afraid of speaking in public. Some might say I was too bold, which meant I never stuttered or expressed shyness. But as I was about to speak, I felt this heaviness in my heart. I started to stutter and mutter. My sisters thought I had something in my mouth and looked at me with deep concern. My parents judgingly gazed on me. Every glance felt like 1,000 toothpicks hauled at me. I felt literal chills and goosebumps. My youngest sister asked me, "Bro, why are you sweating? The fan is on and it's cold outside." I heaved a sigh and shook my head like I didn't know. I somehow said my piece and then it came. My mom started like this. "I did an exclusive 6+ months breastfeeding for each and every one of you, so I know you all have sense." The room's energy changed, tension spiked. Growing up in an African home, this statement meant trouble was flying at jet speed to meet you. My sisters sat up. I shrunk back and faced the ground, wondering if the heat I was feeling was coming from the ground. My mother continued to speak for the next 45 minutes, and my father spoke for the next 30 minutes. The thing about my parents, and I think African parents, is that they thrive in passive aggression and indirect comments. They did not say I did anything, but at the end of the discussion, it was pretty clear what I did. You know how cartoon characters cry so much that they cry an ocean in a few seconds? This was very similar. I wasn't even crying. I was just dripping sweat so much that it flowed to my sister's feet. They had to go get the mop. After the longest 2 hours of my life, my parents took me outside for a one-on-one talk. They started by calling my native name 3 times in a row and asked me how many times they called me. This could be funny, but this is how African parents called you when they want to have a serious conversation with you and not whoop your ass yet. My mom expressed her disappointment in me as the firstborn and proceeded to tell me so many other things that made her sad. While she was speaking, I swear I could almost see my dad smiling subtly. It was as if his eyes were saying, "Welcome to manhood, but you gotta take it slow and not go down that path of destruction." One thing I learned from all of these is that when you watch corn and FAP, you not only let yourself down, you also let your parents and everyone who had you in high esteem down, whether they are aware or not. You owe yourself the courtesy of respecting your body because these behaviors aren't healthy. They are like ticking time bombs and woodpeckers, chirping little bits of your self-esteem, pride, and essence as a person. People don't talk about this enough, but the overwhelming guilt and fatigue that come after such acts is burdensome. You start blaming the devil, you blame the society, you blame people around, or even yourself. It can be so bad that you even go as far as vowing to never have anything to do with it. But after a few days, you fall into it again, and boom, you are back to the beginning. Post-nut clarity is real only after the release. Reality dawns on you, and you realize how stupid and weak you have been. If you are a Christian, you cry to God to save you, and if you are not, you find a way to get your mind off it. Look at your life right now. Are you where you want to be? Do you wake up every day feeling powerful, confident, driven? Or are you stuck, drained, distracted, lacking motivation? If you're tired of feeling like a shadow of who you could be, you need to hear this. Beating your meat isn't exactly harmless. In fact, some might argue it reduces the risk of prostate cancer. But the hard pill to swallow is that it is stealing your energy, your ambition, your masculinity. It's keeping you from becoming the person you were born to be. If you don't get control of this habit, it will control you. It will leave you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity, while the world moves forward, while other people are building businesses, shaping their bodies, and creating their futures. You will be wasting your power in the dark, chasing an empty high. That changes today. Right now, you have two choices: continue down this path or take the first step toward real power, real self-mastery, and real success. If you're ready, let's begin. Most people don't even realize what's happening. They think it's normal, harmless. They don't question why they feel sluggish, why their mind is clouded, or why they have no drive. They wonder why they procrastinate, why they can't focus, and why real challenges feel overwhelming. The answer is simple. They have drained themselves of their life force. Some people might argue this, but I am speaking from my personal experience. Semen holds some form of energy, and as a man, this is part of what drives you to succeed. You should not shoot it out carelessly. Masturbation isn't just a habit, it's an energy leak. Every time you give into it, you're losing mental clarity, physical strength, discipline, ambition, confidence. Think about the last time you did it. Did you feel powerful? Did you feel in control? Or did you feel tired, numb, and unmotivated? That's because masturbation is designed to weaken you from the inside. It gives you instant pleasure at the cost of long-term success. It rewards you without requiring any effort. And that is dangerous, because a man who becomes addicted to easy pleasure will never push himself toward real achievements. Now, let me explain why it's ruining you. Every time you masturbate, your brain releases a surge of dopamine, the pleasure chemical. At first, it feels good, but over time, your brain adapts. It starts needing more stimulation just to feel normal. What happens next? Your ability to enjoy simple things like a workout, a deep conversation, or a goal achieved fades. Your motivation to pursue real rewards, building wealth, mastering a skill, growing as a person, disappears. Your energy levels drop because you are literally exhausting your body's resources. Meanwhile, those who control their urges are using that same energy to dominate life. They are waking up with clarity, moving with purpose, attacking their goals with everything they have. While you sit in your room wasting time, they're getting stronger. If you are enjoying the video so far, please subscribe and leave your comments. I would love to hear from you. Did you know quitting masturbation will transform your life? Let me explain how. The moment you take control of this habit, you unlock a new level of power. You start experiencing benefits that few people ever get to feel. 1. Your energy and motivation will skyrocket. Without constant dopamine crashes, your brain returns to its natural state, firing with energy, focus, and drive. You start waking up excited to attack the day. Instead of feeling drained after wasting your energy, you feel sharp, clear, and powerful. 2. Your confidence will explode. The moment you prove to yourself that you have control over your own desires, your self-esteem transforms. Most people are slaves to their urges. They have no control over themselves. But not you. You are different. You look in the mirror and see a man in control. A man who doesn't need cheap distractions. A man who is building something real. 3. You will attract more real relationships and see an increase in your aura. We don't talk about this enough, but people feel your energy, and energy is a force that attracts or repels. People can tell when you are full of strength or when you are weak. I can't explain how, but females can tell when your aura is at its peak. This makes you even more attractive than normal. Your drive, charisma, and energy, these are all subtle aspects fapping reduces. When you stop wasting yourself, people notice. Women are drawn to you. Men respect you. The world starts reacting to you differently. Why? Because you are now a man on a mission. 4. Your focus and productivity will increase. Every great achievement requires focus, and focus requires discipline. When you stop beating your meat, you free yourself from mental fog and procrastination. You find it easier to work longer, learn faster, and push through challenges without getting distracted. Your time is no longer wasted on chasing artificial pleasure. It is now spent creating, growing, and expanding your true self. 5. You will unlock true strength. A man who can control his urges can control his future. If you can win this battle, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The same discipline that stops you from giving in will be the same discipline that helps you build your dream body, your ideal career, your ultimate success. Quitting is not just about stopping a bad habit. It's about taking back your life. Here are 5 ways to stop and reclaim your power. Decide right now. No more I'll try. No more I'll stop next week. The decision is made. You are done with this habit. Even as you watch this video, pause it and say, I am stopping now. Cut off the triggers. Get rid of the apps, delete the bookmarks, block the sites, remove every temptation, replace the habit. Fapping is a negative habit, and habits don't just go away, they are replaced. So every time you feel the urge, do something productive instead. Work out, read, take a cold shower, go for a walk, meditate. Your urges are just energy looking for an outlet. Direct it toward building yourself. Let that sink. Find a bigger purpose. Masturbation is a symptom of boredom and a lack of direction. The solution is to find a mission that excites you. Build your body. Start a business. Learn a high-value skill. Set a goal that pushes you. When you have something bigger to work toward, the urge to waste time disappears. Track your progress and stay disciplined. Every day without masturbation is a victory. Keep a streak. Challenge yourself. Watch how your life improves. Personally, I am on day 902 of my streak. I have found this method very helpful. I have a small notepad where I write and tick of my streak days. If you want a copy, let me know in the comment section. These months have been the toughest months of my life. I am going to be honest because I am no saint. I have slipped up sometimes. I fell and gave in to these thoughts, but you know what I did? I went back to God crying and asking him to help me because I couldn't do it alone. Funny enough, God came through and I literally felt my energy restored in those periods. Slipping up is not the end of the world. Don't quit. Get back up, learn from it, and keep going. The man who never gives up is the man who wins. Look in the mirror and ask yourself this questions. Who do I want to be? Right now, you have 2 choices. You can stay where you are, repeating the same cycle, wasting your energy, watching as other men rise while you remain stuck. Or you can break free, take control, and finally start living the life you were meant to live. This is your moment. This is your turning point. No more excuses, no more wasted days. The time to rise is now. Will you take control, or will you let this habit control you? The choice is yours. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and let me know your thoughts in the comments section.